Okay, go.
Hey guys, I'm Stacy. Welcome to the kitchen. I'm going to go through a little thing, living on a dime, cooking grandma style. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and we already made the pies. Of course, my grandson helped. He poured in the flour, broke the eggs, he stirred it up. That pies are done. We made some mini pies for him because we had a little bit of extra, so he helped push the crust down in and fill it up. Then, of course, we got to have lunch. So what I did was I made up just a little cheesy Alfredo garlic oregano sauce. And I'm going to put a little fettuccine with that. Tomorrow is the bird, the dressing, and the sweet potatoes. Everything goes with your Thanksgiving dinner. Key ingredient on anything I'm cooking is a good cold brew. Grandmas never cook without it. Okay, so our pies are done. We got our bird. Let me check him. Now he's been sitting. He's pretty good. He's been in the refrigerator since Sunday, thawing out for Wednesday because we're eating a day early. My kids are all over the place, so I got to adjust to their schedule. One thing about a grandma cooking, I still use lard in everything and butter. Butter makes anything better. I don't care what it is. If you put a little bit of butter in it, it's going to be good. Let me taste this. I haven't tasted it yet. I look more on color and smell, and then I taste the very last minute. Well, it's got to have more salt and butter. I'm telling you, there's nothing butter won't cure. A little bit of salt. Normally I don't use a shaker. Normally I use my palm. I don't even own measuring cups or measuring spoons. If you put a little bit in the palm right here, right there, that's a teaspoon. You can take it to the bank every time. So we're just going to let that go. We're going to let our fettuccine is almost done. Straighten it off. Add it all up and let it cook. My kitchen may be a disaster. That's all right. And my great-grandma, I learned to cook from my great-grandmas. And these are still her cast iron skillets. So about anything that happens in the kitchen is a family recipe passed way down. And if it looks good, it's going to taste good. So if you need a little color, like this is going to need a little red maybe, so maybe put some cayenne, or if you don't like spicy stuff, just put some red sweet pepper in it. Okay, now, since we're doing this, we're cooking on a dime, we're going to go ahead and use good old wheat bread and make some garlic toast. You don't have to buy that fancy stuff. That stuff just costs money and it's ridiculous. Of course, you're going to spread it good with butter. I don't like that whole parquet stuff because they told years ago. Of course, that was back when they said about eggs weren't good for you and butter wasn't good for you. And then they came out with parquet had plastic in it. So I just stick to good old butter. We'll put a little garlic on here, a little oregano, a little cheese. And it's just going to be better than the garlic toast that you buy in the store. Probably put some basil, some fresh ground pepper. Now I don't buy pepper. I've grind all my pepper. Got yellow food coloring on my hands for making banana cookies. That's a family recipe. Last month I made a plate of cookies and I took it to a master chef audition. Don't you know, everybody had all this stuff. They had bags and boxes and crock pots and all this, and my son says, just take a plate of cookies, Mom. So I just took a big old plate of cookies, and don't you know, I got through the first 2 rounds with my cookies. Those poor guys spent all that time here. I got a plate of cookies. So just stick that on there. A little bit of garlic, wherever it is. We've been cooking all kinds of things. I don't even know where my stuff is. It's funny because as I'm talking, I can hear my southern accent coming out. I spent 10 years in Texas. I don't think I have an accent, but I do hear it as I'm going. Okay, so a little bit of garlic powder. Let's put a little basil on there, just because we can. Probably, since I'm cooking and my grandson's eating, I'm not going to spice up the fettuccine. So we're going to put a little bit of cayenne on here too, just to have a little something spicy. There's nothing wrong with spice. Spice is good for you. Now, black pepper doesn't digest as well as white or red, but we're going to put a little bit of both on. And a little bit of salt, because nothing's good without salt and butter. And I'll stick that in the oven. Probably about 375 for a few minutes, just until the butter and everything gets crispy. I gotta do something about that cover. Let's put a little cheese on it. Well, I don't know what it means, but my son that's holding the camera is taking his one finger and he's going like this, so I don't know if that's a wrap it up. So if that's a wrap it up, it's been good spending time with you, and hope to see you back in Grandma's kitchen soon.